That's a hot topic.
You can find something. Right?
Hot topic. Everyone knows on this show, Red is a diehard Falcons fan. I'll give him diehard status.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Falcons fan. I'm not going to say diehard. But everybody knows what took place in the ATL. Where, I think I do have this one. Let me see. Matt Ryan basically said to the Atlanta Falcons,
What can I do for you? Show me the money!
show me the money. Show me the money. And the Falcons, as reported on Friday, did just that. They showed them the money to the tune of being the highest paid, not just quarterback, but player in the NFL, paying them $30 million.
30.
Beginning in 2019 for the next 5 years. So the question on the show is good deal or bad deal? Now, since Coach doesn't really have a dog in the Falcons race, I'm going to let him go first. His commentary probably be a little bit shorter and sweeter for us. And then we'll turn it over to Red. And then I might need about 15 minutes. Just play. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I would like to submit for evidence 3 names. Jimmy G, Matt Stafford, and Kurt, my favorite cousin. All of them are getting paid over $25 million. Oh, let me throw Matt Stafford in there while I'm at it, Your Honor. Excuse me. All of them are getting paid over $25 million. None of them had done anything in the playoffs. None of them had made it to a Super Bowl. Matt Ryan, are you happy that you got $30 million? You're the highest paid quarterback in the NFL history. But here's my thing. Would you have been happy with 5 years, $100 million? To quote Latrell Sprewell, would that have been enough to take care of your family while allowing the team to use that money? I'm not going to go any further. Matt Ryan, bad deal.
Coach goes with bad deal.
Y'all have a nice day.
Red, go ahead.
Good deal. Good deal because this was the only deal. This deal was going to happen. Like, Coach, really, I don't know what you brought up them other guys for. If you wasn't going where I thought you were going, well, let me go there for you. Okay, you brought up those guys that got paid. Now, it really ain't but one guy you needed to bring up, and that's the reason Matt Ryan got his deal. Look, from the moment Kirk Cousins signed $84 million guaranteed, I could have swore I told y'all with Matt Ryan's accomplishments and his numbers, he was definitely the negotiating price with his agent and the Falcons. It started at $84 million guaranteed. Now, of course, he ain't gonna settle for the same thing Kirk Cousins got. So obviously, it's gonna have to go up. Now, how far up? Well, I guess we found out. $16 million up, $100 million guaranteed. For the number for what Matt Ryan has done in his career at the quarterback position. It's no doubt he was going to get paid. He had to get paid. If he didn't get paid, the Falcons were going to lose him. Now, am I super excited with the way the QB market has exploded over the years? No, not really. But is it fair market value for the QBs? Absolutely. Every QB who comes up for renewal sets the market. It's happening with Derek Carr. It happened with Matthew Stafford. It happened with Kirk Cousins. It happened with Matt Ryan. And guess what? Guess who it's going to happen to next? Aaron Rodgers. And the next few guys that come after him. So really, everybody talking about Matt Ryan, the highest paid guy in the NFL history, for how long? For a couple of weeks? A couple of months? Until Aaron Rodgers get paid? And then what? Folks going to start to say, well, Aaron Rodgers is the big-time money maker. Until when? Until another guy come up. And people want to say, well, he didn't win the Super Bowl or whatnot. Well, the guys that we mentioned before didn't win the Super Bowl, and they got almost close to $100 million guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers did win. So, of course, he'll probably break. If Matt Ryan got $100 million guaranteed, Aaron Rodgers probably gonna get 150 to 200 million guaranteed, or he probably try to ask for it. He may not get it, but he'll definitely ask for it. So, bottom line is it a good deal? It's a good deal if you're looking at fair QB market. Now, if you're just trying to be cheap and save money, you'll probably say, oh, that's a bad deal. And folks are saying, well, it keeps the Falcons from going after players. Well, personally, the Falcons went through a whole free agency period and didn't sign anybody. So these players who everybody's saying they're going after, I'm trying to figure out who exactly are they targeting. I heard the whole offseason was about signing Matt Ryan. So, as far as players that we trying to re-sign or do whatnot, I have no idea what they're doing because they ain't done it. They ain't targeting nobody. Matt Ryan was the #1 priority in the offseason with the addition of the draft. Now that we got everything locked up, we'll see what the moves are now. I don't think this move is going to affect us signing Julio when his payday up. I don't think this move is going to affect us signing the defensive players we choose to re-sign when their deals come up. I could be wrong, but the NFL salary cap rises each year, which means teams have space if they do deals the right way. We'll see what happens with the Falcons, but as of right now, I say good deal because our QB was up for renewal and he had to get paid with his resume. Go ahead, Rick.
Real quickly before I go, can you please help me before I give my discussion or give my statement? You mentioned about his accomplishments. What accomplishments are you referring to?
The NFL MVP, the division titles, the Pro Bowls, the numbers. I mean, the guy has the most passing yards for any QB in the first 10 years of his career. The NFL MVP, that's an accomplishment. Getting your team to the Super Bowl. You didn't win, but you got them there, so that's a negotiation thing you can ask for when you negotiate your contract. 5 Pro Bowls? That's a negotiation tick when you negotiate a contract. Man, you probably can't use the division titles, but that's still an accomplishment. But if you negotiate your contract, your agent is going to bring up MVP, Super Bowl appearances, Pro Bowls, stats. So that's what got him that $100 million right there.
All right, thank you for answering my question. School is now in session. Welcome to Bad Contract 101 with the signing of Matt Ryan.
You better make it good, Rick.
Am I shocked that Matt Ryan got this contract? No.
Thank God.
When I heard that he got the contract, my initial response was, also, my response was, all right, now let me pull out my notes real quickly. All right, let me just start with, let's just deal with Matt Ryan, the player. All right. Matt Ryan is a solid quarterback. A solid. Do I call him a superstar quarterback? Not really. He is a solid quarterback. A sack stuffer. But when we look at the Atlanta Falcons team, who is the engine that really makes the Falcons offense go? I think he wears 2 number 1s on his jersey. His name is Julio Jones. It's Julio Jones where people are, or defensive coordinators are trying to stop Julio before they're trying to stop Matt Ryan. Let's get that straight from the very beginning. Now, with Matt Ryan signing this $30 million contract per year for the next 5 years after the season, here's a question I'm going to have. Number 1, is his arm going to get stronger? All right? He has reduced Julio Jones to a possession receiver, and no longer can Julio be a home run threat because Matt Ryan can only throw a pop-up to get the ball to Julio Jones. That's number 1. Second question I have, is his passing going to become more accurate? Everybody wants to talk about how much Julio and Sanu dropped passes this past season. That's correct, but how many passes did they bail Matt Ryan out with his inaccurate throws? Let's put that on the table. with signing a $30 million contract. Let me move to my third question. Is his decision-making going to get better? Part of the reason why the Falcons lost the Super Bowl against the Patriots with the epic collapse is because Matt Ryan does not have a high football IQ. Let me give you some instances in the Super Bowl. Number one, why do you not just fall to the ground when you see that Devontae Freeman missed the block? You see the defender, Hightower, coming straight at you. It's not like he came and sacked you on the blind side. He's coming right at you, and you take the strip, sack, fumble, Patriots ball. They go back to score, which helps with the downward spiral of the Atlanta Falcons. Second of all, you know, we got to play smart football. Julio bails Matt Ryan out with his Stretch Armstrong impression, where he literally stays in bounds and has to stretch his arm all the way out to keep that pass from going into the stands. And therefore, he gets the first down, puts the Falcons in field goal position. All we need is a field goal. We're up 11. We're having a party on Peachtree Road. But the franchise $30 million quarterback gets the call from Kyle Shanahan. It's a passing call. Football IQ. I don't care what that man calls from up top. I'm going to call an audible because I understand the situation calls for us to run the football. And if Matt Ryan does not have enough cachet to call an audible over the offensive quarterback or offensive coordinator, then he is not a franchise quarterback. That's number three. Another question. Is his foot speed going to get better signing a $30 million contract? Because if we were to take Matt Ryan out there, his 40 is probably about a 5.5, 6 feet, 6 seconds. All right, so his foot speed ain't going to get better. And we know that now we need quarterbacks back there who can stretch plays. That's my first point. Let's go to point two. Everybody keeps talking about the market. The market. The market called for Matt Ryan to make $30 million because Kirk Cousins signed a big contract. And then Matt Stafford signed a bigger contract before, and Jimmy G signed a big contract before. Who cares? Who cares? All right, why are we trying to model our team off of teams that have gone nowhere? Let's look at who signed these big contracts. Matt Stafford started all this, right? When's the last time the Detroit Lions won a Super Bowl? All right. Let's look at the teams who signed these teams. All right. When's the last time the San Francisco 49ers won a Super Bowl?
Jerry Rice.
1995. Kirk Cousins signed with the Minnesota Vikings. When is the last time the Minnesota Vikings won a Super Bowl?
Chuck Foreman.
1969, when the Super Bowl at that time was called the NFL Championship and the American Football League had not yet merged with the NFL. And this is what we're comparing our team to these teams who have not won Super Bowls in San Francisco's case and everybody else 20 plus years. You want to know what team is not concerned about the market? That continuously is playing for a Super Bowl year after year after year? It's that team in Massachusetts that plays in Boston that's called the New England Patriots. You know what Bill Belichick says to you market people? You can take that market and you can shove it up. You know what? Because Bill Belichick is not going to allow the market to set his team, and this is why his team, year after year after year, as much as we complain about the Patriots being in the Super Bowl, they're always there because they don't sign people according to the market. Big point I'm making. We should be following the model of the New England Patriots, which is draft well and coach better, rather than worrying about the market. That's my point number 2. Let me get I got some more notes on this.
Yeah, Ram, are you sure you hurt?
Now, some folks says he's deserving of this $30 million contract because he's the best quarterback in Falcon history.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I
think I said that.
Excuse me. That would mean something if we're talking about the San Francisco 49ers, who had Joe Montana, who had Steve Young in their history. That would mean something if we had the Dallas Cowboys, who had Roger Staubach and also had Troy Aikman. That would mean something if you're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, Terry Bradshaw, and you got Big Ben now. That would mean something if you had Green Bay with Bert Starr, Brett Favre, and Aaron Rodgers. But Atlanta fans, like Dap said in school days, wake up! These are the quarterbacks that you are trying to justify why Matt Ryan should get this money. Steve Bartkowski, he's in the Atlanta Falcons Hall of Fame, but not the National Football Hall of Fame. Chris Chandler, Chris Miller. Oh, Matt Ryan, because he's done so much better than they did, this is why he's entitled to $30 million. How dare you set the bar so low for your team, Atlanta Falcons fans? This is why we're the laughing stock of sports, big cities, because we settle for mediocrity. Am I calling Matt Ryan a mediocre quarterback? No, I'm not. But if we're going to pay him based upon his production in the playoffs has been beyond mediocre. Y'all going to sit up here and talk about he's the best quarterback in franchise history. Part of that is a lie. Because he has the 4th best playoff winning percentage amongst Atlanta Falcons quarterbacks. Chris Chandler is number 1, 2-1. Mike Vick and Chris Miller are tied for number 2. Mike Vick went 4-4, and Chris Miller went 1-1. Matty Ice, Mr. $30 million man.
Whoa, real Mike can go 4-4 for the Falcons.
Yes, he did.
He didn't play 8 playoff games for the Falcons.
Do the research.
Mike Vick played 8 playoff games.
Mike Vick went 4-4.
He said it.
He played 8 playoff games.
Mike
for the
Vick went
Falcons.
4-4.
He been 4-4.
I don't remember 8 playoffs.
Okay. Check me out if I'm wrong.
I'll check you out. Go ahead.
But the bottom line is, I know Matt Ryan has been beyond, below mediocrity in the playoffs. 10 years, 4 wins. 10 years, 4 wins. Coach, I'm going to ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
On what job do you get to be paid the highest paid employee for being 40% in your job production?
Unless you Marvin Lewis, nowhere.
Nowhere. Do 40% of a job as a teacher, and your students only 40% of your children pass the test, you're getting fired. Do 40% good job in sales, you're getting fired. But we're celebrating in Atlanta. Pay our quarterback. Pay our quarterback. And he has done a 40% good job, 40% job in the playoffs. 4-6. And here's the sad thing.
Sad.
If it weren't for these past 2 years, where he's won 3 playoff games, he would have been 1-6. So why do we have to open up the purse strings for a 4-6 playoff quarterback? Now, what are we going to do if Matty Ice leaves? I just witnessed this past season 2 backup quarterbacks not only beat our $30 million quarterback, but advance their teams farther than our $30 million quarterback. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings were talking about who else we gonna get when they rolled out Case Keenum out there, who beat Matt Ryan in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and took his team to the NFC Championship game. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles started talking about when Carson Wentz went down, how are we gonna make it? And Nick Foles propels them to maintain the number 1 seed. beats Matty Ice, who only put up 10 points in the NFC divisional round, and he wins a Super Bowl. Does he make $30 million? Nope. I do believe they had a parade in Philadelphia.
Yep.
So when you try to sell me everything begins and ends with Matty Ice and he had all the leverage, I don't agree. Because I just saw a backup quarterback win the Super Bowl. I just saw another backup quarterback come one game short of going to the Super Bowl. Y'all sit up here and think Matt Ryan had all the leverage. He didn't. Because Matt Ryan had leverage to get paid somewhere else, but not to win somewhere else. All right? Here it is. Okay. How many did he play in?
Like 4, 6.
For the Falcons?
No, he played in 2 against Green Bay. We won against Green Bay.
What was his record?
He won like 2 and 2, I think.
He's still his winning.
Yeah, you were right.
So,
still
okay, regardless,
games,
my fault. His winning percentage is still better than Matt Ryan. So that makes Matt Ryan the fourth
best.
winningest playoff quarterback in Falcons. So, excuse me for the games, but my percentage is correct. Matt Ryan's winning percentage in the playoffs is not better than Mike Vick's as a Falcon. All right, so that's the main point I'm trying to make when you're trying to sit up here and crown him as the best quarterback in Falcon history, maybe the best regular season. But he's definitely not the best playoff winning percentage quarterback in Falcon history. So take that for that. Now, let's go back here. Matt Ryan did not have as much leverage as y'all think. He could get paid anywhere. But you all know who are Falcons fans. You have to have everything set in place in order for Matt Ryan to succeed. The line has to be good.
Yep.
You got to have a good wide receiving core. You got to have good running backs. And you got to have, as we saw this past season, a solid defense to cover him when he's bad. All right, so here's the point. I know that's a good point, Maceo. Blank wasn't letting him leave, but I'm dispelling the notion he had all the leverage. He didn't. Because where else was he going to be able to go and be able to win like he can win in Atlanta Falcons right away? Nowhere. Because you put Matt Ryan on the team, you got to construct everything in order for him to be able to succeed. So I don't buy he had as much leverage because he wasn't going to win that much without the Falcons. As folk would say, the Falcons weren't going to win as much without him. The bottom line is Matt Ryan is not deserving to be the highest paid highest paid quarterback. Last point, and I'm out of here. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. Maceo on his Facebook page put up the top 5 quarterbacks. What's your top 5? All right? This was my top 5. Tom Brady,
Check.
Big Ben,
Check.
Russell Wilson, Drew Brees,
Check.
and who was my 5th one?
Big man.
I said
Yeah,
Big
you
Ben.
said Big
Big Ben, Brady, Drew
Aaron
Brees,
Rodgers.
Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Now, some folk had Matt Ryan in there. Tell me, I'm going to go down the line. What does Matt Ryan do better than Tom Brady?
Nothing.
What does Matt Ryan do better than Aaron Rodgers?
Nothing.
What does Matt Ryan do better than Big Ben?
Looks better.
He's more healthier. But Big Ben a better winner.
Big Ben a better winner and has a better arm.
There you go.
What does Matt Ryan do better than Russell Wilson?
I think he's more accurate. Russell Wilson better mobile
You
quarterback.
can't run him.
Well, Matt can't run. Wilson can run. I'll take Matt Ryan throwing the ball over Russell Wilson. He's a little bit more accurate than Wilson throwing the ball, but running.
Who's the better complete quarterback if you start talking about running and passing?
Complete. Wilson got the ring. He can run and pass.
Who's the better quarterback? What does Matt Ryan do better than Drew Brees?
Ain't nobody do anything better than
Come
Drew
on
Brees.
now.
Drew Brees.
All right, so that's my point. We don't even really have a solid top 5.
You making good points, Red, but like this
He's
is my
been being
thing.
alone, Maceo.
This is my thing. Maceo pretty much got it right. You made some points that I agree with, but at the end of the day, what Maceo said, Blank wasn't gonna let him go. He's Blank guy, and he was gonna get that money.
But I'm not talking about. See,
He just said the money was a bad
here's
idea.
the problem with this is why Blank could feel comfortable making such a deal.
He's top.
Okay.
Shut up, Maceo.
So we're stretching now to try to find things with Matt Ryan.
Go ahead.
But
Ryan.
here's the point. Atlanta's fan base is the reason why Atlanta is short of championships. Because we don't demand more from our ownership. This is the difference between Atlanta and a Super Bowl winning city.
Okay.
Let's go to New York.
You got a few on the Hawks, definitely.
Let's go to New York. I wasn't even going to bring this up. Look, when we had the market call for Joe Johnson to get all that money, what did we win? Nothing. Okay, move forward. All right. New York Giants. Eli Manning. How many Super Bowls has he won? 2. And this is the same fan base that at least went along for one game benching Eli Manning. But
they were outraged, though. A lot of
well, they got outraged after the backlash. A lot of New York Giants fans did support the change. Don't get it twisted. All right. But they entertained the conversation. They did not mind benching a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback. We're up here celebrating a 4-6 playoff quarterback as if he's done something big. That's the problem that I have. See, if we have more people saying, look, how can we pay a man who's going 4-6 in the playoffs $30 million? Arthur Blank would have had to question a little bit signing Matt Ryan in such a contract because there would be some repercussions from the fan base. But because the fan base, part of it's celebrating it and some of it is saying, no, he feels comfortable signing this contract because there are no repercussions.
Well, you know, I think that Arthur kind of paused that signed them too. Cause remember back when the whole negotiation started, Arthur, made his little comments about. Remember the comments? I don't think Arthur wanted to pay him the $30 million right away. He probably had to be talking to it. So,
and Arthur Blank showed his hesitancy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because he didn't pick. He wanted to say this deal need to be team friendly.
Yeah,
and he should have stuck to his guns because it's time for the Falcons to set a new culture. The bottom line is, if I'm trying to you brought in Dimitrov from the New England Patriots, am I correct?
Correct.
So if you're going to follow that model, follow that model. Bill Belichick says, I am not breaking the bank for nobody. This is what I'm talking.
Go ahead.
Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than Matt Ryan does have playoff victories. But yet, Belichick was getting ready and wanted to get rid of a 5-time winning Super Bowl champion for Jimmy G.
Yep.
But we're up here coddling a dude that's going 4-6, doesn't even average a playoff win per season. Because he's played 10 years, he's averaging 0.4 playoff wins in a 10-year career. And that's worth $30 million.
That's amazing. I didn't know he played
10 years.
Wow.
And got 4 playoff victories to show for it, 3 in 2 years. And we sitting up here celebrating. Pay our quarterback. Pay. What in the world y'all thinking? What, y'all want to continue to be perennial losers? Now, let me make this disclaimer. I'm done because I got to get ready to go anyway because I got to get this church function. The Falcons will be good this year. And I think they will be in Super Bowl contention. The Falcons will be good next year.
Me too.
It's 2020 where I start getting concerned when you got to start opening up the purse strings for these young defensive players who we need because they were the ones who picked up Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons offense slack this past season.
What, real? What's your rant gonna be like in 2 years? He probably should have saved this rant for 2 years.
Nah, man. I mean, it's hot button topic. I mean, I'm looking at everything. Don't tell me what the market says. Don't tell me what losing teams are doing who haven't won Super Bowls in 20 plus years. We're trying to win a Super Bowl, and we should model teams that are winning. We bring in Dimitrov from the Patriots. We want him to bring somewhat of a Patriot culture. Let's follow the Patriots model, not overpaying players.
All right. Look, Rev, you definitely made some good points, and I agree with some of your things. It really made me laugh, but I know we need a quarterback now. Maybe we are more upset that the market got so high to where we felt we had to give him $100 million guaranteed. Is that what you more upset? Do you think? I mean, is it a number? Is it a number you would have been satisfied with?
All right, let's go back. Good question.
Okay.
So we focus on Kirk Cousins, right?
Well, not just him.
No.
Okay.
Kirk.
Yeah,
How about Falcons? We set the bar with Drew Brees.
$20 million.
25. I go with 25.
Okay.
I mean, goodness, that's an extra 5 that gives us a little more wiggle room. That's about possibly 2 or 3 players. Because here's the problem with signing them $30 million. Mm-hmm. You start going into depth.
Yeah.
We need depth.
You're right.
Right. When you start paying a guy that much money, then you start deleting who you can get as backups.
There you go. You're right.
So when you got, it's a difference when
you don't want too much money tied up in one position. No. So if you're paying $30 million to a quarterback, his backup ain't gonna make but.
I mean, Schaub got to go. We already know Coleman is gone. Sanu is probably gone. True Fun is probably gone in 2 years. I'm not too mad about that one.
Neither.
But
Freeman may be gone.
We can't afford those studs at linebackers. The stud Grady Jackson. We don't. Deion Jones.
Grady Jackson gonna get his money this year.
But where's the money for Deion Jones? Where's the money for Keanu Neal?
Deion Jones, that's still 2 years away.
See, but that's where the Patriots don't have those words.
Sure.
See what this with the Patriots following them out. Would you say Hightower was very responsible for their winning that Super Bowl against the Falcons?
The Hightower linebacker. You better believe it because he got that key fumble.
Now, do you know they let him go in free agents?
Oh, yeah. I you right about me. That's
and you know what he did? He what? Re-signed right back with him.
Yeah.
After say you go wherever you want to.
Come find the market.
And he came right back home, didn't he?
Come back home.
If that's what we're trying to do, bring Patriots model, do it the way the Patriots do. Don't let people dictate the market.
Well, I think for the most part, they do resist with that quarterback position because Brady's agent, Ryan's agent wasn't going to do the Brady deal. Now, for the most part, they do that with everybody. They do cap-friendly deals with most of our skilled players, including Julio. That's why Julio so underpaid now after just signing the deal because after all these other receivers got their deal, look at Julio's deal now because we are team-friendly.
Hold up. Maceo, again, you missed my premise. I'm not concerned about what Kirk Cousins got. Because I'm not trying to follow the model of a team that just won their last Super Bowl and they wasn't even called Super Bowl in 1969. I'm not caring what Jimmy G got. I'm not trying to follow the model of San Francisco 49ers who last won a Super Bowl in 1995. So I'm not caring if Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, Matt Stafford sign more money. I'm not concerned about them because those teams are not relevant right now. Teams that are relevant are the New Orleans Saints. Drew Brees won a Super Bowl. Deserved $25 million. His team last year was one fluke play away from playing to be able to go into another Super Bowl. So don't talk to me about Kirk Cousins and I don't care about them. They're not relevant. We're negotiating against ourselves because we're trying to win a Super Bowl. Forget the market. And again, my template is the New England Patriots, who don't care about the market, who happen to be contending for a Super Bowl year after year after year after year. Bill, you keep talking about that's the NFL. Bill Belichick ain't caring about the NFL. While we up here talking about that's the NFL, Bill Belichick keeps going to Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. Why follow the NFL when New England Patriots are doing it a different way?
You know, everybody don't do the Belichick way, real.
I disagree because Minnesota won with Case Keenum.
But he mean for our team the way it's constructed.
You don't think a backup quarterback could have scored 10 points in Philadelphia?
Not Matt Schwab.
You don't think we could get some kid and get 10 points in Philadelphia?
Not guaranteed. We don't
know.
But
we're content paying someone $30 million to get 10 points and lose to a backup quarterback.
But he's our guy. I'm saying.
And that's why we'll continue to be perennial losers, because that's our guys who couldn't rise up and beat a backup quarterback in Philadelphia when the table was set for him. That's all we say. That's our guy. We can't do it without him. And we're content with paying him $30 million, and he loses to Nick Foles.
I don't think nobody's content. I think
we are content.
No, we ain't content. But I'm saying what me and Mason are saying is that we had to take care of this guy.
Drew Brees is old and still better than Matt Ryan. Tom Brady's old, still better than Matt Ryan.
Yeah, but all those teams took care of their guys, and we had to take care of our guys.
We didn't have to pay him $30 million. We had to.
Oh, we didn't have to.
So I want all y'all to remember this. So once we start losing these major players, and when the Falcons come back, because remember,
But you yourself
Remember,
said that's 2 years away.
That's 2 years. Yeah.
But I'm maybe singing.
I'm not. If I'm gonna be a fan, I'm gonna look for the future, right?
True.
I don't want to go back into the tank. All right, look what happened to Baltimore when they paid Joe Flacco, even though he won the Super Bowl. Look what happened now to the Seattle Seahawks when they paid Russell Wilson. The Legion of Boom is now the Legion of Doom. Right?
Right.
The Baltimore Ravens ain't flown nowhere in a long time. That's what happens when you start overpaying quarterbacks. Again, I'm a root for the Falcons because I'm talking long-term, Maceo. I already said the Falcons will be straight this year and next year. Don't y'all up here questioning my fandom because I'm a fan enough to say you don't overpay a dude who's 4-6, $30 million as if he's the best quarterback. Shoot me for telling the truth. In what job does somebody who's 40% when it counts gets at the biggest payday of all eligible workers? On what job?
Well, let me ask you this question, Rev. Say the Falcons win. Say we win the Super Bowl within the next 2 years, because according to you, you said we're not going to have these problems within 2 years. So if the Falcons win the Super Bowl within the next 2 years, is the contract worth it then?
I mean, I'm going to say it's worth it because he won a Super Bowl. But I haven't seen a Super Bowl yet. I saw him choke away a Super Bowl.
I did too.
So I'm not going to sit up here and act like the Falcons winning the Super Bowl is guaranteed when I saw this dude pull one of the biggest choke jobs in NFL history.
That's true.
So I'm more confident Georgia will win a championship in college football than I am the Falcons winning a championship with Matt Ryan as a quarterback.
But according to you, we do have a good shot this year and next.
Hold up, time out, man. Last point. We got to get out of here. Last point. Will y'all stop forgetting what happened in the Super Bowl? When the Falcons were up 28-3, the Falcons defense made the Patriots go on like a 7-8 minute drive to go 28-10. That caused them to spend a lot of energy. Then what did the Patriots do? They kicked an onside kick. Falcons get the ball on their side of the ball. What did the Falcons do? 4 and out. Who's right back on the field after holding the Patriots to an 8-minute drive? The Falcons defense, they were spent. And that's why we lost. So stop talking. Why are we not talking about the ineptness of the Falcons offense when they didn't score but one touchdown in the second half? Stop it, man. Y'all, these Matt Ryan.
The defense played 93 plays. They wore down.
They wore down. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Matt Ryan choked in the second half.
Matt Ryan should have spoke up with that dumb play call that Kyle sent through his head. Said, I always agree with that.
Stop letting the $30 million man off the hook. Part of being a great franchise quarterback is you got to step up to the plate. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. He steps up. That's what Tom Brady does. He steps up. Matt Ryan didn't step up. Stop making excuses for Matt Ryan. If he's your guy, God bless you. I'm glad he's the quarterback for the Falcons, but not at $30 million. He's not worth that kind of money. He hasn't proven to be worth that kind of money. He's 4-6 in the playoffs. Give me all the yards he's thrown. Give me all the TDs he's thrown. He's 4-6 in the playoffs and choked away the Super Bowl. That's what I know.
Well, guys, only thing we can do now to make this contract worthy for Red is we got to win the Super Bowl this season.